Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us directly, tmosso@the1916company.com. It is in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for inquiring about this or any other watch. That is tmosso@the1916company.com. And while this is, at the face of it, a Moser online boutique exclusive, reach out to us and we might be able to connect you to the right people. So we are looking at an online boutique exclusive from Moser for 2024 in 20 pieces in stainless steel. This is the Streamliner. You ready for this? This is the Moser by Alpine Streamliner Cylindrical Tourbillon Alpine Limited Edition, launched on the occasion of the Miami Grand Prix. It features the colors of Alpine title sponsor BWT, which is a water filtration and water filter specialist, and it happens to match nicely the pastel colors of Miami itself. So this works beautifully. You will see this pink on the Alpine F1 team race cars this year. They're going to go heavy on the pink for 8 of the races on the calendar. So what you see here is what you get on track. And of course, we are talking about Formula One, and so Moser is now associated with a Formula One team, though keep in mind, they also race in World Endurance Championships, so you can pick them up either series. Taking a quick look at this watch, is not large. It's nicely sized, but not oversized. Part of the Streamliner case series. These were initially born with integrated bracelets, but the watch looks and feels sportier with the strap, especially given the late spring Miami theme that it has going. 42.3 millimeters in diameter, but it's also, as you can see, 42.3 millimeters lug-to-lug, because this is effectively a lugless case. It wears square. It is 14.7 millimeters thick, and you can see as we go from the hand to the wrist, my wrist 16 centimeters circumference, it is really short across the wrist. You can see how far inboard of the edge of my wrist those case flanks are, and even over the top, which exaggerates the width of a watch across the wrist, you can see those lugs are well inboard, meaning that even a lady would find this to be an elegant companion for the Miami Grand Prix, or any Grand Prix for that matter. I could recommend it for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, and I rarely do that with watches that measure over 42 in diameter. The strap's a lovely piece, though as you can see, it is a proprietary design that interfaces with these lugs. If you want something as integrated, you're going to have to go full custom or factory options, and there are other factory colors available if you want to dress it down a little bit or change the color. We have a sort of basket weave or textile pattern that's been molded in. Don't be deceived, it's been embossed, it's not an actual weave. You can appreciate that on the bottom, this is Moser branded, and of course, if you obtain an example new, you will get a brand new Moser strap. We have a stainless steel buckle, and the buckle right here features a combination of satin and polish. It also makes for quick adjustments on the fly. Taking a look at the case, Moser generally goes with some sort of recessed case profile, and here we have a channel that's recessed from the case flank and symmetrical on both sides. We do have a screw-down crown with a double knurling to make it a tactile pleasure and easy to grip. 120 meters water resistant. Take a quick look and you can see that the recesses of the case are satinated longitudinally. The case back and the bezel have polished lips, and then we have this 1970s inspired lapping machine style radial grain. The thing about the Streamliner is that it's designed to pay homage to the tropes of the 70s without plagiarizing, say, a Nautilus or a Roy Logan. It does that well. It feels of the era, but not an imitation of anything particular, capturing the spirit but not specifically the forms. That is the best kind of homage. Taking a look at the crystal, you can see it is rather dramatically boxed and cambered, and to an extent that is rare in the business. This is anything but a standard or cheap sapphire, and the aesthetic effect is telling and dramatic. We also have a piece of corundum that serves as the domed Miami pink or BWT pink tinted dial. BWT, of course, has that pink color, Miami associated with blues and teals and pinks, and then this is actually corundum, which is the chemical name for sapphire, basically. So clear sapphires, this corundum pink, rubies, they're all the same chemical composition with the contaminant material used to create the tint of the corundum. So that's how that works. You can see we have a blued tourbillon cage and blued hands, setting this model apart from its very similar blue-dialed, spinel-dialed sister. The Globalite loom material is made of ceramic, and it's three-dimensional, so it's got a wonderful sort of length, width, and height quality to it. Easy to read at night, no problems right there. Other than that small piece of corundum, the dial is pretty much one end the same as the HMC 811 automatic caliber. So the highlight on the dial side is this flying tourbillon. You can see it has no upper bridge to obscure your view. It pivots on a set of broad shouldered ceramic ball bearings on the bottom rather than a conventional jewel pivot. So it's well braced against shock, and this is a sports watch. Again, 120 meters water resistant, steel and automatic. It beats away at 3 hertz, and it's free sprung for precision of adjustment and durability. Now, if you look carefully, you can see a distinctive feature of the best classical marine chronometers. It is a cylindrical hairspring with 2 overcoils at the top and the bottom. The idea here is that you get the most concentric breathing and the most position-to-position stability of timing with a double overcoil cylindrical hairspring. And this plays to one of Moser's strengths. Through its precision engineering subsidiary, it makes all the tough parts of the watch, including the balance, the hairspring, and the escapement. So they're doing this in-house. Other elements that are obvious, you can see that it is a heavily skeletonized movement with the base plate essentially evacuated to the quintessence of dust. We have satination and anthracite coloring across the bridges and plates. And then if you look, you can see that there's a largely mechanical but handsomely laid bevel on the edge of all those components. The highest grade of finishing can be found on and around the tourbillon structure, where there's quite a good deal of hand decoration. All screws, as you will note on both sides, are black polished on their heads. We have the keyless works for clutching in the setting as well as winding, fully visible with satinated steel components, including the winding pinion, the crown wheel, the clutch, the setting piece lever, and the clutch spring, all present, correct, and easy to view. And then you can see the motion works underneath that corundum dial that allow you to set the watch, including hour wheel, minute wheel, and minute wheel pinion. You can also see the open barrel, giving you ready visual access to the mainspring, which, winding automatically by means of a pawl-based bidirectional winding system, energizes a 74-hour power reserve. Now, I'm lucky I get to test nice things in their prototype form. The Milan brothers are actually visiting today, so they let me borrow this straight from their wrists. This is a prototype. The example you get will be even better finished and in better condition. As you can see, it's a large movement that easily fills the case back, something I enjoy greatly because sizing a movement for its case is the mark of a true manufacturer and a mark of distinction among manufacturers. 28 pivot jewels, and you can see it features a lovely lattice work of skeletonized bridges and plates on the back, right up to and including that open mainspring barrel, and a skeletonized crown wheel core, which is very cool. Rose gold rotor, hybrid ceramic bearings at center, again, bidirectional winding via magic lever, very efficient winding system. We have snailing, we have media blast, and then we have beveling on the rotor, which is handsomely decorated. Lots to love if you're a fan of Miami, Formula One, Alpine, or fine filtered water, or you're just an independent horology connoisseur. This is a great direction to take. And if you like it, reach out to us at Team Mosso at the 1916company.com.